The Forsaken Hero. Volume 2. Chapter 15. RE Schoollife. I finished cleaning the classroom and stopped by the faculty room. It was necessary to crush every dangerous possibility. In the staff room, I talked about the situation to the homeroom teacher. He listened to what kinds of things Samajima did and I explained why Katsurogi's grades were like that. I successfully got an agreement of cooperation from him to help overcome Katsurogi's situation. The teacher also seemed to be troubled by Samajima taking advantage of being the board chairman's grandchild. Additionally, Katsurogi had also stopped by and heard about it. That guy's thoughtful nature hadn't changed after all. I was genuinely happy about that. Katsurogi, I'll be waiting. I got off to a reasonable starting dash and improved my mood on the way back to my dormitory room. Ojinomiya's dormitory has one room per person. Though at times it felt small, it was never inconvenient for day-to-day life. I was now sitting in a chair at my desk in the corner of my room stretching. I opened the notebook on my desk. However, I wasn't paying attention to it. I was putting aside my studies to think of a strategy to improve my position with Katsurogi. Though it wasn't giving any results. This isn't helping. My adventurer clothes and waist pouch were transferred to this room. The contents were the same as they were. Speaking of which, I wonder if I could use magic here. I swinned. I tried to chant, but it appeared there was no effect. So no magic. Though whether it would be useful or not was something else entirely. It couldn't be helped then. I can't deal with times like this. I need to cool down from the excitement earlier. What are you up to? Yue. Nothing, just trying to figure out what to do now. My close friend Shuri was peeking at my face from above. Shuri. How? In my surprise I put my weight against the backrest and fell onto the floor. Ow. Are you okay? Yue. Yeah. Somehow. Shuri worried and lent her hand to me. I grabbed it and stood up. Really? Though you hit your head hard. I'm fine. It was only a little painful. Not even a scratch. Besides, it was nothing compared to the damage I took from being used as a shield for Katsurogi. That guy, because of that one matter in the scorching execution ground, I was really used as a shield. How long was I desperately trying to not die? I took a few hits. That idiot. Yue. Yeah. What is it? No, because you suddenly smiled, I was wondering what happened. Nothing in particular. I didn't say it. I didn't say that I was smiling from remembering a conversation with Katsurogi. Besides that, why did Shuri come to my room? Or rather, how did you open the lock? Yeah. It was your carelessness, Yue. That's not it. Here. Shuri took out the notebook that was hidden behind her back. It was covered with sporadic writing. However, there were some parts left blank. These translated classics, could you teach me? She stopped, tilted her head sideways and assumed a begging pose. If it were Katsurogi, instead of attentively teaching him the classics I'd teach him other things. It can't be helped, Shuri. I couldn't refuse my best friend's request. Since my plans for Katsurogi have started to come to a standstill, a change of pace might be good. I also wanted to keep talking about it. Okay. Alright, come here. Yue, I love you. I shut the notebook that had strategies for Samajima and took the notebook that had notes on the classics out from the shelf. Shuri was putting together a small table she had bought to use at parties. I told her that I would teach her. However, in her case that meant she would be firmly requesting explanations until she understood. Therefore, I let her copy from my notebook. It felt like cheating, though I kept that thought to myself. Shuri immediately said thank you. Shuri. While she was taking notes from the notebook into hers, I poured a little grape juice from the refrigerator into 2 cups. What is it? She took a mouthful of the grape juice. What would you say if I liked katsurogi? Pew. As though it were a scene from a manga, Shuri was holding her mouth, to keep the juice from spewing out. Please, wash off your hand. It's fine. Because none came out, it's okay. Though, apart from that. She was agitated and clapped her hands. Yue. Tomorrow, you are going to the hospital. You did become strange from that shock to your head earlier after all. What are you assuming with that story? Besides, I'm fine from earlier, I'm normal. Then, you have bad taste. Wasn't that a little cruel? He also has some good points. Like what? Thought so. Shuri started talking comfortingly and pat my back. Yue. You should stop it with katsurogi. Hey, there are a few good people in our class. I felt a little annoyed and returned some revenge. Like Samajima. Why? Is he no good? Why? He is the most popular in our class. Enough. I already know. Shuri looked down as her face turned red. Such a reaction was cute, and would usually cause me to hug her tightly. However, it wasn't the time for that now. She likes Samajima and not katsurogi. I wasn't happy about that, but, honestly, it made me happy. I could monopolize katsurogi here. Without being bothered by Shuri and Hayase, there were times that I wanted him to see only me. Because in reality Shuri likes katsurogi. I was second. I started to realize how amazing Hayase's real feelings were. Hey, Shuri. You know, I seriously like katsurogi. So something was weird today. That's not it. I realized them. His merits and charm. Katsurogi accepted me, one of the people that bullied him. As someone that he was willing to die for. Somehow or another I was selfishly hanging out with Katsurogi. Together with him. And, Katsurogi must be asleep in a place like this as well. That's right. This Katsurogi should be the same as the real Katsurogi. I had an idea. I know that it's ridiculous for me to say that after injuring him just recently. No. Yue isn't ridiculous. Because, someday, sooner or later we two may be targets in the future. It can't be helped. Thank you. However, there's no way that I'd give up. I don't mind what you do with Samajima. Alright. There's something that I want to do. Something you want to do. Yeah. Therefore, I think I should also tell Shuri. I started to tell her my plan. In order to help Katsurogi and to not involve her, it was necessary. Shuri noticed my serious atmosphere and became serious herself. She wasn't the usual adorable mascot. First of all, while improving the feelings of my best friend, I talked about what I would do. Good morning, Katsurogi. A major earthquake ran through the class. In one go the noisy clattering quickly became silent. Although I felt the gaze of everyone inside of the class, this was expected. I sat in the seat next to Katsurogi. Why are you so quiet? I'll be embarrassed if my greetings aren't returned.
Sorry.
Katsurogi was astonished and started apologizing, but stopped in the middle.
Didn't you listen to yesterday's talk?
I have the habit of forgetting inconvenient things after a day.
Are you kidding me?
It's nonsense to shout here. Could you calm down? Unlike from when I talked to Katsurogi after school yesterday, he stopped with a click of his tongue when he remembered there were a lot of classmates present. Yeah, so far so good. Second period. Katsurogi. Third period. Katsurogi. Lunch break. Katsurogi. Eat with me. Every period, I approached Katsurogi. Though I was depressingly ignored every time, I continued to charge without reading the situation. It was lunch break now. I took Katsurogi's hand without waiting for him to reply.
Wait, you.
I took him with my hands that had been enhanced by my physical stat, and he was unable to put up a resistance. Although Katsurogi was trying not to slip, I continued forward. Though my destination was normally prohibited for students, I kept the key from the homeroom teacher yesterday. Turning the key that fit precisely in the keyhole, I opened the door and the blue sky came into sight. The rooftop. A world with only Katsurogi and me. Our life would start here. Katsurogi.
What is it? My hand, let go.
Don't wanna. In addition, I squeezed my hands. The sensation of Katsurogi's cold hand felt good. Let's defeat Samajima. Katsurogi looked up in reaction to the sudden words that he didn't understand. I understood his endurance. His eyes, like when he killed me and when he heard about Samajima in Russell's guild, were viciously smiling. Though he didn't answer, I understood. We'll start fresh today. From here, our school life will begin again. After all, Katsurogi is Katsurogi.